Did Pocahontas really have a raccoon friend? Stay tuned and find out. Sego, my name is Vincent Schilling. I am the native guide in Invest in Thai. As far as a raccoon friend, a raccoon touched my hand one time. It was pretty cool. So anyway, okay, so let's talk about Pocahontas. Pocahontas actually was named after her mother, Pocahontas, who sadly died in childbirth. Pocahontas' actual first name was Mataoka, which means flower between two streams. And because she died in childbirth, the mother of Pocahontas, because she died, the father was devastated and often referred to his daughter as Pocahontas. Pocahontas did not fall in love with John Smith. You saw the movie, right? Or if you didn't, in the movie, she loves John Smith. She's just wants to be with John Smith. So Pocahontas did not fall in love with John Smith. As a matter of fact, in 1607, when John Smith arrived in Jamestown, how old was Pocahontas? About 8 to 10 years old. A Disney executive even said that they wanted Pocahontas, even though they knew the history, they wanted her to look sexy, appear sexy. So, yeah. Pocahontas never, ever saved the life of John Smith. No matter what John Smith said in his later books. You know, he wrote letters before those books, by the way, which pretty much didn't say a single thing about Pocahontas saving his life. But, of course, when he wrote a book to make money in England, he wrote all about his life being saved many times by Pocahontas. And Pocahontas did not save the life of John Smith. John Smith was named by Chief Wahun Seneca to become a werewolf. This is a position of honor. It's a position of chief. Why would you kill someone who you are naming to a position of honor? Not only that, children were not allowed in ceremonies, and Pocahontas, being the daughter of a chief, would not have been let out of the sight of anyone. This is according to Mataoka Sacred Oral Histories. One more thing is Pocahontas did not sneak into Jamestown to bring food, nor did she sneak into Jamestown to warn John Smith of a death plot. In order for this to have happened at the time that he described was in the winter, she would have had to snuck away from the family in the middle of the night, which wouldn't have happened. She would have had to pick up a 300-pound dugout canoe, travel 12 miles during the dead of winter to bring them food. It just didn't happen. Yeah, no, it didn't happen. Just didn't happen. So let's talk about real quickly the 1600s. This is a horrible, horrible time for Native people. And I've been speaking lighthearted about this up to this moment, but this is not for kids, okay? It's a trigger warning, I'll even say, is that in the 1600s, the male colonists were coming in and sexually assaulting women and sexually assaulting children. Women of the tribe were known to throw themselves in front of the men and say, "No, take me, not my child, not my child." So it was very, 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 very volatile time. And Powhatan were furious at the men of Jamestown, so there was talk of war all the time. They knew if they had the chief's favorite daughter, they could have a bargaining chip. So Captain Argall went in searching for her. She had changed her name to Pocahontas during a coming-of-age ceremony and got married. They were both about 15 or 16. She got pregnant, had the baby, and when Captain Argall came and kidnapped her, essentially, took her onto a ship and didn't let her go, she had to hand over her baby to the women of the tribe. Pocahontas' husband was killed. Here is another very, very horrifying part of the story, is now that Pocahontas is in captivity, she was forced to convert. She was forced to change her name to Rebecca, and according to her sister who visited her, this is sacred Mataoka oral history, Pocahontas was raped repeatedly People would come into her room at night and repeatedly rape her, and she became pregnant, and she had a child by the name of Thomas. She eventually married John Rolfe. John Rolfe married Pocahontas in an effort to create an alliance in tobacco production with a native tribe. So Pocahontas was essentially the niece of the holy men of the tribe. The holy men of the tribe are the only ones that knew the sacred tobacco ceremonies. And according to the settlers at the time, the tobacco by the tribe was fantastic. And the tobacco that John Rolfe grew was not as good as the Spanish.
Okay.
So he married Pocahontas knowing that if he did, he would have access to the recipe of tobacco. He got that recipe, and it was better than the Spanish. It was so good that they were overrun in the lands and the territories for people to grow tobacco because it was so profitable. And that actually secured his funding to the king and queen. So when she was about 19, Pocahontas was taken to England with Captain Argall, remember the man who kidnapped her, and John Rolfe, the man she was married to, as Rebecca Rolfe, in a way to show that, oh, look, King and Queen of England, oh, look, the savages can be converted. Look, she's now our religion. Look how prim and proper she is. And so they escorted her all over England in all the courts to show what an amazing person she was. She actually saw John Smith, by the way, who she was furious at him because of the way he had treated her father. John Smith had fled. And, after this lengthy trip of going all over England and showing, wow, the natives can be converted, John Rolfe and the settlements in Jamestown received more financing. After all of that was said and done, Captain Argall and John Rolfe had dinner with Pocahontas, who she was accompanied by family members who said that Pocahontas, in sacred oral history, said Pocahontas was very healthy and vibrant, and then she went and had dinner. Immediately after dinner, she got sick, she vomited, and she died. Tragically, before she was even 21 years old, she was taken to graves in England and buried at St. George's Church, March 21st, 1617. Her children, Kauki, Thomas Rolfe, came back, and there are many descendants of Pocahontas today. One of them, of course, you may or may not know, is Wayne Newton, Mr. Las Vegas himself. Yes, he is a direct descendant of Pocahontas as a member of the Powhatan Potawatomi. So thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you all very much. This is Vincent Schilling, Native Guide of Vest and Tie. And follow me on Twitter. And please, if you could, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I've got more content coming, so I appreciate you all so very much. Take care. Ona, that's goodbye in Mohawk.